Welcome back to Grandma's house. Oh, Phoebe got a haircut. I'll show you. Here she is. She's still a hot mess because she just pulled her ponytail out. But she's looking a whole lot better and doesn't bring in quite as many leaves and twigs in her hair. Okay, today we are going to be making a table. It is truly old, and it opens up. It's cedar, and I don't even know how old it is, but I really want to keep it in its original form. This is broken here. I don't know if you can see that this is cracked right along here. But you know what? I don't care. I'm going to leave it that way. I'm going to make a little side table out of it. Look at the old hinges. The hinges on it. The dovetailing. It is so great. And even the nails, where they've nailed it all together. Can you see that on the sides there? It's actually beautiful. And it does have a little bit of damage, like on this corner. You can see it right there. But you know what? I don't mind that. I think it just shows how truly old it really is. And it opens up. So I'm going to use it for a little bit of storage. And what I'm going to do, I'm leaving this box as is. And oh, and I paid $10 for this at Value Village, which I couldn't believe it. I thought they would ask a lot more for it, because I mean, I know it's kind of rugged, but it's really still, I mean, it's broken and cracked, but it's still a really solid piece. And then I bought this this is a crate from Melissa and Doug, and I paid I didn't pay $1.99 because I got this at Goodwill and I got it for half price, so I got it for $1. So I'm going to be using this as a bottom tray for this table, and I'm going to fill in the handles on it because I don't want them, but otherwise it's the same dimension as, or it's the same height as this box. So I thought for a bottom box it would be great. So that's what I'm going to do with that. And on this one, my old TV tray that I've been painting on, I'm going to take the tabletop off, and I'm going to put the tabletop inside the box and screw it down just to tighten the bottom and those loose boards. And then I will be attaching the legs to the bottom, but screwing it into the tabletop. I'll show you as we go. I've decided to fill in this area here, masking, or with the painter's tape. I've taped it on one side, and then we're going to fill the other. Some in with, like, I just put it in a cup and I'll mix water with it. And I know I'm going to need quite a bit because that's quite a big area that I'm going to be filling. So we'll give it a go. And you can mix it as thick or as thin as you need it. Like I said, this is going to be pretty thick. Consistency that I'm working with, which it's still pliable, but I want it soft enough so it doesn't leave air pockets in there, but hard enough that it's not going to run out. And now I'll do the other side. Interior of this box, 2 coats of Sico black paint, which I get from Rona, and I've done all the sides, and you can see that turned out pretty good where I put the filler. It looks I'm going to use this vintage old scrapbook paper, and I did find one in here. I was flipping through it earlier, and where did it go? I'm going to put this on the bottom, that on the bottom because I can match it up. So I'm going to cut them and put them on the inside of this, and I will be using Mod Podge. Bit of a tongue twister there. But first of all, what I did, just to add a little interest to my box, I put a stencil number 2, and why did I pick that? Because it's the second part. I did my dresser, which is in my family room here, and this is going to be next to it. So, and it seems that anything with numbers is kind of quite popular. Then I'm going to distress this along the edges, just like I did the dresser, and I will be putting the antiquing wax over top of the entire thing as a final protection for the wood. And it also antiques it quite a bit, which I think looks really nice. So I've got to do a little touch up there. So that's what the front is going to look like. And with distressing it, if you didn't see the last one, I just use 200 grit, and I just lightly go around the edges wherever I want that wood to look like to pop through. I am going to do a little more on the corners because this also has the same dovetailing as that antique box does. So I do want to show that a little more. So I am going to be distressing the corners a little more, just so that you can see the distressing and you can see the dovetailing. Okay, so I have it distressed as much as I would like it to be. And now I'm just going to put down a coat of the Mod Podge and stick this craft paper down on it. And then I will be putting a layer of the Mod Podge over top just to protect it. The Mod Podge get placed down, and the fact that I'm using scrapbook paper, you just put it down and press out, whoop, the right way, and press out the air bubbles. And for that, I am going to use this little Cricut tool that actually belongs to my sister. And I'm just going over it just to spread, just to get the air bubbles out. Kind of like what you would do putting down wallpaper. And yes, I did paint the bottom of this, even though you're not going to really see it when it's all complete. I just feel better knowing that it's all done. It just feels more complete when it's all painted or all treated. I'm just going to give it another layer on top to protect it. And so now I'm just giving it the final coat, making sure that all the edges are firmly in place, and adding another layer which is going to protect it, and that way you can wash it out. We're going to let that dry, and we will distress the rest of it. Now, as you can see, I've got my box just sitting at the right level. I've just used a paint tin and some books, and I just kept raising it till I got it at the right level. Because what I need to do right now is secure this box to these legs. And I will show you how I'm planning on doing that. I'm just going to drill a pilot hole through here and right through both of these legs and into the box. Okay, so I'm going to put a screw in there. And we'll go ahead and do the other side. Secured the box. I've also added a plate down in the bottom just to completely stabilize it. So now I've just got to wash it up again, and then we will add the antiquing wax. I'll quickly show you how I secured this a little bit better. I put a screw right through here, and it went right through here, into here, and into here. I also secured it from the inside into this one. So as you can see, it's really sturdy, and I did that on both sides, and I put in the bracket in the box. I distressed all the edges, spending a little more time distressing the edges so you can see the dovetailing, and I also sanded down the inside so that when I put the antiquing wax on, it'll blend all of this right together. Now the top, I am not going to use antiquing wax. I'm just going to use a clear coat because I don't want the antiquing wax to make that any darker. So that's what we're going to do now. Apply it with a pouncing brush. This is actually made for this, and I'll just show you what I'm doing. I did rough up all the black just so that it will take the antiquing wax a little bit better, and it really richens, if I could talk, richens up the black as well as where we've distressed it. And then I'm going to take my cloth and wipe it off. And you see how that black just pops? And if there's any place that you want a little more, like I wanted some right there, you can just tap it on and then buff it up after. So I'm going to finish this, but I'm just going to back this up a little bit just so you can see how nicely that matches the top. There it is. It's waxed. I just put a clear coat of wax on the top and the antiquing wax on the legs and on that little basket in the bottom. Come up. I wasn't sure if I should put a handle on it or not. There it is. Because they do have a little place carved out in the back or on the side, which is meant for to be a handle. So that's a wrap. I know you think I get tired of saying that. I really don't. I know it's a little pathetic, but it is what it is. I'd also like to thank you for subscribing to my channel, for following along, for commenting, sharing, and all the things. I really do appreciate that. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be doing in my next video, so I'd like to give you a heads up, but I really don't know, so you're going to have to check back with me and see what I'm up to next week. And until then, I hope you all go out and love and nurture everyone and everything in your part of the world. Till next time.